what it looks like, caring for the sick. Today we're going to focus on things to consider before you make your visit. These are the topics we'll cover today. Just 7 quick points, things to consider before you go and visit someone that's sick and shut in. And I would like to stress above and beyond all of these, make sure you are healthy before you bother visiting someone who is sick. Please don't introduce new germs. Please don't bring your cold to someone who is either stuck at home, hospitalized, or suffering from chronic illness or pain. Point number 1, who is sick or suffering? I received feedback. Some people have not gone out and visited the sick before. They weren't really sure how to find out who in their congregation was under the weather. And so here's a few things to consider. Check your church's bulletin. Make sure you pay attention during the prayer requests and the announcements because that comes up. You've got family and friends who may or may not be in your congregation. Talk to them. Ask if anyone's under the weather. Talk to your church leadership. Most churches have a benevolence committee, or they have someone, a deacon, that's responsible for going out and maybe even taking communion to people who couldn't make it out to the service. If you ask around, it doesn't take long to find out who isn't feeling well. Is there a ministry for that? And after you've talked to people, gone through the congregation, and you found out exactly who's going through that, do your research. Find out if the person you want to visit can receive visitors. Some people have very serious illnesses. They may not be up for having any company right now, or they may not be able to because of the nature of what they're going through. Also, before you decide to hop in your car and head somewhere, find out the location of where this person lives or the facility they're staying in. If they're in a rehab facility or a nursing home or a hospital, get the address. Hop on Google Maps. Find out how to get there. Don't get lost on your way out trying to visit someone. Make sure you know what the patient's room is and the visiting hours if they're in a facility. Make sure you can get to the building but also to their room. Before you try to bring them a snack or any kind of food, find out if there's any restrictions with that. Are they allowed to have food from the outside? This is research you want to do before you make your visit. Call ahead. Let them know you're coming for a short visit. Ask if you can bring them anything. And really important, tell them you're looking forward to seeing them. Very often when people aren't feeling well, they tend sometimes to feel like they're a burden for others. So they don't want to feel like they're a bother. So if you call and say, "Hi, do you want me to come see you?" they may default to, "No, that's all right. I don't want to bother you." But if you tell them, "Hi, I'd like to come by for a short visit. I'm really looking forward to it. Are you up for company right now?" If they're not feeling well, they'll tell you, "Well, maybe later." If they are feeling well, they'll let you know. When you think about bringing a gift, you don't know sometimes if outside food should be coming, and you don't always know about flowers. Flowers can bring a lot of spores. They can bring mold. You don't know. So those are things you need to look into. But 3 things you might not go wrong with is 1, a card. Easy to find, very inexpensive. 2, ask if they have a favorite magazine. Let them know you're stopping by a bookstore or a grocery store along the way and you're picking up a magazine. Would they like one? Also a newspaper. It helps people feel connected to the outside world, especially if they've been stuck inside for a long time and they don't know what's going on. One of the keys to this is making sure that people don't feel isolated. Now, before you go, please don't bathe in perfume or cologne. There are times that people wear so much perfume and so much cologne that healthy people can't really handle being close to them for any period of time, much less if someone is sick. There's a lot of illnesses that can be really exacerbated by strong odors. So if you're in close quarters, whether it's with people healthy or sick, think twice before you put on 15 spritzes of your favorite perfume, cologne, aftershave, etc. Some people are really sensitive to those things. I can't stress this enough. Wash your hands. You may not be mindful of everything you're touching before you get there, but when you get there, please thoroughly wash your hands. I don't mean just stick them under the sink and run cold water over them. I mean soap, hot water if possible, and dry them well. Because if you go into their hospital room, their rehab room, or even their home, and you're touching surfaces, you don't want to bring new germs to someone that's already sick. Because if you're in a hospital, there are already sick people there. You don't know what they've coughed on, what they've touched. Don't touch a lot of random things and then go in and shake someone's hand. Unless they say otherwise, plan for your visit to be short. People tire easily. A lot of times they may want to take a nap. It's not that you need to rush in and rush out and make them feel like you're trying to just check something off of your list, but plan to just be there 15, 20 minutes, half hour at the most. And if you get to talking and they are talking and you get the feeling that they want you there longer, sit and listen. Don't look at your watch constantly and say, oh, I got to run now. And again, make sure you're healthy before you go in the first place. Again, those are 7 things to consider before you go and visit someone who is under the weather, before you visit anyone that's sick or shut in. And again, I'll put the links to the podcast on this in the description below. Also, keep an eye open for the next video. In part 2, we'll talk about things to consider during the visit. God bless y'all. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Talk to you soon.